Hello, Year 11. This is Mrs. Bennett-Smith from the Business Studies Department at Henry Box to tell you a little bit about why you might choose to study Business A-Level. You will be aware probably that we run two courses in business at advanced level, the Business A-Level and the Business B-Tech. I'll finish off this presentation by giving you a little bit of an insight into the difference between the two. But I'm going to really talk about where Business A-Level can take you in the future, whether that's uni course or an apprenticeship, a higher apprenticeship, or into a job. So here is a little overview of that. Business is a dynamic environment, which means it's constantly changing. We've only got to look at what's happening at the moment in 2020, 2021 with the pandemic and the massive effect it's having on the business environment, both pros and cons, and this is just one example of how the external environment affects businesses and their actions and the business decisions that have to be taken by CEOs and business directors and managers. And that's primarily what the Business A-Level is about. It's more really getting to grips with what it's like to be an entrepreneur. Certainly in year one, it's looking at small businesses, small to medium businesses, and the decisions that are made in those businesses. Therefore, an interest in making business decisions and maybe being an entrepreneur of the future, certainly a leader or a manager of the future, is something that is probably a must for Business A-Level. As I said, it's about how CEOs, Chief Executive Officers, heads of business make decisions, and what is great about the A-Level is it teaches you about the tools that they do use in everyday business decision making. We've looked at some of those. If you've done Year 11 GCSE, you would have looked at things like break-even analysis and cash flow forecasting. And we will go on in the A-Level to look at more complex business tools, mathematical tools like decision making, looking at probabilities, and also critical path analysis, network analysis in terms of business planning. So lots of quite interesting tools and theories that we cover at A-Level, a little bit more complex than at GCSE, well, a lot more complex than GCSE. You'll learn the fundamentals of business management. So basically, you learn the basics of studying, of running a business and what it's like to work in a large multinational or global business. Thought it might be nice to show you what it's like to study business at uni, and just to see what for you to see what the future could be, what it's like to study business at university. This isn't a particular reason for choosing this university. This is Bournemouth Uni. It's just a nice video, and I think overviews studying business at uni really well, so that's why I chose it to show you. So have a little look at this and listen to what the guys have to say about studying business at uni.
Business Studies programme at Bournemouth University is one of our largest programmes. It's a generalist business and management programme, but which gives students the opportunity to specialise in different areas after the first year. So the main themes of the course are personal and professional development, human resource management, and financial control.
So in our first year we do everything from marketing to law, and then in our second and fourth year you get to specialise. So you can either pick law, HR, marketing, so it really narrows it down into an area of business that you really like.
So placements are a real strength of the programme. It's something that sets us apart from our competitors. We work with over 500 companies, and in any one year we have over 1,000 opportunities for business studies students alone. We work with pharmaceutical companies, with retail companies, with banks, with insurance companies, recruitment consultancies. So it really is an opportunity for a student to choose exactly what they want to do.
So my placement was with Microsoft. It was working within the Xbox EMEA part of it, in a public relations role. During my first month I got to go to Gamescom which is a big gaming conference in Cologne in Germany. One of my key assignments was to announce the launch day of Connect, so that was really nice.
I'm currently doing my placement at IBM. My role is sales management support, so I work with the whole of the Europe IoT. Some of my responsibilities include reporting and analysis of sales data that then goes off to senior management and also worldwide. My placement I've absolutely loved. The last 7 months I've had fantastic opportunities. I got to attend an event with Sam Palmer-Darzano, who was the previous CEO of IBM, so that was a great opportunity to be involved in. I'm one of 900 IBMers. But yeah, absolutely loving it. Would recommend it to anyone.
Quite a high proportion of our students who have been on placement with a particular company will be offered the opportunity when they graduate to go back to that company, and at the moment it's somewhere between 25 and 30% of our final year students that have had that offer. And so it really just shows how strong our relationship is with employers.
The fact there's a third year placement to give yourself some genuine real world work experience, it speaks volumes when looking for a job afterwards with employers.
Bournemouth University.
So, just an idea there of what it's like to study business at a university. And you can see all of the different areas that you can study or specialise in, as the guys said on the video there. You can choose to go into a multitude of areas in business. So really looking at studying business later, giving you the opportunity to access a huge variety of careers. You may not be thinking of going to uni, you may be more interested in an apprenticeship, higher apprenticeship, and we have had students from the business A level go on to plenty of higher apprenticeships. From places like Mini to BMW Mini to accountancy firms locally in Whitney, and other larger businesses and larger accountancy firms in London. So there's lots of different opportunities for apprenticeships. I thought it might be good to show you a quick video from Oxfordshire Apprenticeships. They're an organisation we work with quite closely in the sixth form at Henry Box. And they are a great source of apprenticeship jobs, and we hopefully we can set people up with the perfect apprenticeship for them if that's the way they want to go from studying the A level. So let's have a little look at this this video link.
I can talk until I'm blue in the face about apprenticeships.
I found what I'm actually really good at.
I absolutely love my job.
Every day is just new, exciting, it's fun.
I get to meet a lot of interesting people around Oxfordshire.
I build really good relationships with the people I work with.
My skills are utilised with my peers.
I'm able to do training and industrial experience, and my degree is also funded fully by the company.
I get to do what I love and learn from it, all whilst getting paid.
Doing an apprenticeship has really changed who I am. I was quite a shy person before when I left school. I'm so confident.
In terms of my future career goals, our current Chief Financial Officer started off as a technician apprentice, and now he's Chief Financial Officer for the whole of the UK.
For anyone else who's thinking of doing an apprenticeship, I'd say go for it. I found a job and I want to continue doing it for the rest of my career.
So there's just an idea of the work that Oxfordshire Apprenticeships do, and linking into them from school will help you to find, as I say, a good apprenticeship for you, the one that suits you best. So there's a little bit about why you might study business studies at Henry Box, and just obviously looking at what you might actually be doing in lessons. So what are you actually going to be spending your lessons doing? Well, as you can imagine, with such a dynamic subject, we are always looking at working in teams. So teamwork is incredibly important with the business A level. Solving business problems. So obviously CEOs, directors, top managers, senior managers are always looking at business problems and how to solve them. And as I said, that's something we spend a lot of time on in A level, looking at different case studies, different real life businesses and strategies and what they're going through, and helping to solve issues that they might have or improve their businesses in the future. We use business decision-making tools, so I mentioned a few of those earlier, so some statistical mathematical models that real businesses use. So this is all stuff you're learning that you would use when you're working in a large business later on. We answer case study questions, so the business A-level is primarily based around case study businesses. That's what the exam will be based on, case study businesses that you have to answer questions on. So that's how we tend to teach, using those real life business case studies. And it's really important with A-level that you're keeping up to date with the dynamic business environment, so the use of Twitter to follow us on our Twitter account in HBS Business, and also just yourself to do your own research to keep up to date with what's happening in the business world is incredibly important, and also a key part of the exam. We finish off in year 13 by having a research topic. This year was the entertainment industry, and you have to do a lot of your own research and equip yourself to answer a full paper all about a particular area of business. As I said, last year it was the entertainment business, the entertainment industry in the UK. So to finish off, a little bit, as I said at the beginning, about why you might choose an A-level over a BTEC at Henry Bots, because we do both. They're both excellent courses, but they are quite different. The level that you study at is not different. The level of challenge of the work is, I would say, very equal. It's just how you study is different at A-level to how you study in BTEC. It's primarily exams at A-level, and although there are some examined units in the BTEC, there are fewer. The finance unit is examined in the BTEC, but in the A-level all of the topics are examined, and it's 3 papers, paper 1, paper 2 and paper 3 at the end of year 13. Paper 3 is your research paper, the one that you have studied and found out about yourself, and so it's all examined work. It's more theory in business A-level versus more applied at BTEC. I'd say that both courses have both sides, the theory and the applied, but the BTEC is more leaning towards the applied. For example, one of the units is on visual merchandising. And so you would go into various businesses like Waitrose, like John Lewis, and you would look at how stores are set out and how marketing works in the actual environment. Whereas in business A-level you would study marketing, the theory of marketing, and apply it to some case studies, but you wouldn't actually be applying it in real life to your whole report. So that's a little bit of an example of how they might be different. A-level is slightly less vocational. The units at BTEC are a little bit more vocational, and that means linked to an actual job role or a job area. As I said, BTEC's definitely not an easy option. It's just a different style of learning. And I would recommend doing your research here too. I've included a picture here of the uni guide. An article here which is really good reading on A-levels versus BTECs, which should you take. And just to finish off, obviously the other thing with BTEC is that it's a double A-level size, so you would specialise in business and maybe take one other subject alongside it, whereas A-level business you can take with economics, with geography, with PE, with sociology, lots of different options there, and those are some of the subjects. Psychology, some of the subjects that business A-level goes very well with. So hopefully that's helped you to look at business, think about the future where business A-level might take you. It's a great subject to do, very real world, very topical, very, you can imagine all the stuff you learn is what you're going to be doing later in the world of work. So whether it's an a university course or a apprenticeship you're looking at later on, it equips you really well for both. It's fun to study, Myself, Mrs. Bennett-Smith and Mr. Chilvers both teach on the Year 12 course, and Miss Oliver teaches on Year 13 when we do a unit on globalisation and more on economics. It's a bit more economics leaning. Come and talk to us if you need any more information, and we will provide you with a little leaflet to give you more indication of exactly what comes into the course, but you will have a good idea of that already if you studied it at GCSE. So thanks very much for listening.